everyone. We are live. This feels so weird because I've not done a live in so long. Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I've done a live. And we're on the 6th of July, and I think even towards the end of June, I wanted to do an energy update, but it just didn't happen. Hi there. So, hi Olivia, hi Ryan. Let me know where you're joining in from. I was about to say dialing in from, but where you're joining from. I'm going to do a little bit of an energy update on what is happening within July. Feel free to keep this as interactive. The way my channel works is I prefer when it's interactive, when people are asking questions, then I can tap more in. Okay, so, and if you're here watching the replay, let me know you caught the replay. Let me know if you have any questions or any feedback. So let's get into it. July energy. So I've been saying this for so long. So I'd say about 6 or 7 weeks ago. Oh, Australia, amazing. Cairns. I've never been there. I've never been to Cairns, but definitely been to lots of other parts. Good to see you too. Thank you for joining me. So, I was saying, like, back in May, I was like, and you're in Orlando, Florida. Oh, it's very early in the morning for you, is it? Are you still as Orlando Eastern Standard Time? I've been saying that the next 6 to 7 weeks are huge, right? And we're now approaching those 6 or 7 weeks. The energy for July is freaking really, really magical. However, when I say that there's magical energy, sometimes people start thinking that means the physical manifestations are landing right away. They can. Will they always? No, who knows? I don't know your soul agenda. If I was like sitting working with you one-to-one, we could get more into it. But as this is a collective energy update, it's like it can. So I don't want you to take it as in I'm saying that it's not going to land. It's like it can land. But what I've seen over the last 6 months has been huge purification within people. Huge purification, huge purging. This is the year of the horse. Like, it's funny, I totally forgot it was the year of the horse until it came back in there now. So everybody expected in the first 6 months that things were going to take off, that your life was going to take off, that everything was going to land in, and you're like, what the hell? Why have these things? And I'm seeing for some people, some big changes have occurred. For many others, the changes in the external reality have not come through yet. That does not mean that they're not coming. It means that they're all divinely unfolding. In this purification, the time of purification, you have been, it's like spirit has been like restructuring the entirety of your being to be able to hold the capacity of what's actually coming in for you. Because you didn't come here for a normal life. Like, I'm not speaking to normal people. Sorry, big weirdos. I know, I'm kidding. That's me. I'm a weirdo. I'm a self-professed weirdo. I think I'm perfectly normal, and then sometimes people are like, what planet are you living on, Cheryl? But to the normal people, normal society, we may appear a little bit out there, or a little bit like, oh, she's living off in La La Land, and people trying to like say, shouldn't you do this and this, and you're like, that's not how my system works, that's not how my intuition works, that's not how I feel my soul is guiding me on. Where your soul is guiding you is not to that normal pathway. It's not to say that you're not going to have those things should you desire those things, but the last 6 months has been huge within your nervous system, within the entirety of your being, because you've been purifying. You've been cleansing, clearing, and to the point that you might be like, there's no more left. I got no more in me. I have no more surrender in me. It's so funny because this is so slow to come through now. Did you notice that I was like so fast channeling, and then it's like this slowness? It's like pause, slow down. What is coming is not, you know what it's really giving me the vibe of? Say, I often have clients come to me and they're like, particularly in the earlier years in my business, where people will come and they'd be so frustrated. They'd be really frustrated that they navigated a point in their journey to this point in their journey, and they were like, I don't understand why there's not more XYZ in the world. The world needs more of this. I can't believe we're so behind in mental health. We're so behind in this, that, and the other. People need this. And the messages that would always come through for them is like, it's not here. It hasn't been invented in the world yet, because you're the one that's meant to do it. You're the one that has this passion to do it. Therefore, that is for you. If other people were as passionate about it, it would be created already. And it's like, you are meant to create whatever it is that you're so passionate about, even if it's not here in the world yet, because it's yours. It's your creation. And sometimes people get really like, as well, if there's things like, well, there's loads of other people doing it say in a different way. There's loads of people, like I could say there's loads of other intuitives, or there's loads of other mentors, or there's loads of other people that guide activations. I don't care about those other, not I don't care about those other people, but I'm like, those people are those people are tapping into their gifts. My gifts are my gifts. My magic is my magic. Your magic is your magic. It's not that I don't care that those people are doing it, but I trust so deeply in the souls that are meant to come find me are going to come find me. So it's like, I don't need to compare myself to other people doing the things, because it's like, it's my energy that people are drawn into. It's the frequency that I hold people in. And this is coming through as well. I see a lot on like healers basically saying, and you guys can let me know, like if you have a business, let me know what stage you're in the business, so we can go deeper into this. But it's like, I see a lot of healers say this. It's like, I'm not here to heal the person heals themselves. And I deeply, deeply agree with that. But on the flip side of it, there's also a frequency that healers call you into. There's a frequency. When I am in my work, when I'm in my channel, I tap into a frequency of love, a frequency of truth that allows the other person come into that same frequency so that they can access the truth within themselves. And so I am saying the other thing as well. It's like, yeah, it's like, I don't say that I heal people, because I teach people to connect with their soul, their intuition, so that they can do it for themselves. But it's almost like there's a lot of healers out there that are so quick to say, I'm not the one doing it. And while you're not the personal doer doing it, it's like you're setting the container to actually hold a very specific frequency that allows the people to actually come tap into that frequency so that they can access themselves, the truth within them, so that they can heal themselves, and then probably go on to like heal other people, because that's many of us healers, we heal within ourselves, and then we get so passionate about it, we're like, oh my god, I want to help everybody, everybody needs to know this, and we get so excited and so passionate about it because of the difference it's made to our lives. And I think with a lot of people now, they're starting to see that there's so many people. There's so many Reiki practitioners, so many breathwork practitioners. You know, I live in Bali. There's so many healers. It's like, yeah, and I'm on my path. You're on your path. And if you have a desire in your heart, that the desire is there for a reason. You didn't come up with that desire. You didn't sit down and like think your way to a desire. The desire was placed in you by life itself, because you're not separate from life itself. Therefore, if you have desires within you, they are meant to be created and played out in this lifetime. You don't think up of your desire. You don't wake up one day and go, I'm suddenly passionate about music, or I'm suddenly passionate about helping people. I've been helping people all my life. You know, a lot of us, people pleaser tendencies. Hello, anybody raise your hand? You know, it's like a lot of times we were, us healers, the empaths, we felt other people's energy. We didn't want them to be in pain because we felt the pain. It's like you didn't just wake up one day and decide that you wanted to do this one thing. It's like built into you because it's part of who you are. Now, I'm not saying that it's part of who you are as in it has to be this pathway, whatever. It's like you get to decide, you get to play into like what feels good, what feels aligned for you. Let me know if this is resonating. Let me know if you have any questions. So the energy that I'm feeling into for this month is a real solidification of self, a real solidification of almost like no longer checking in to see if reality is responding to you because you're so solid within yourself. All of that purification that has come in. And I don't want you to get worried if you've been asking yourself questions like, why is it not happening? All of these things. You can have the awareness that your ego is asking those questions. It doesn't mean that you're falling into the spiral of trying to figure out what those things are. There's a very special energy as well. I hate that word special because sometimes it's like, what does that even mean? I'm going to actually just open this door because it keeps funny and it's kind of annoying me. So there's this special energy, an energy that feels really magical as well. Oh my God, the door just closed. But anyway, we'll go with it. And the special energy feels like there's things about to come into your reality that you will not have. I know what I'm going to do. That you will not have suspected was going to happen. And there was no way for you to plan them because it's just not possible. Life is going to bring you in people in the next 3 to 6 months is what I'm hearing. And some of you might be going, 6 months, it's the end of the year. Things are already happening in the build up to that. September is actually a really big month. But before you get to September, a lot of things are going to happen. There's a lot of things that's going to slide away from you that you're no longer in alignment with. People, places, things, like they're almost going to like disappear from your life. I always find it funny. Sometimes like I'm having difficulty, say with like certain friendships or something. And I really anchor into my truth within that friendship and what life is asking of me. And then sometimes the person just is removed from my life. And it's like, oh wow, what was I worried about? It's like I've learned what I needed to learn from that soul. And they just move on out of my life. I don't need to think about it. It's like weeks later, I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that person in ages. And it's like, yeah, because they were no longer necessary for the experience that I was in. So there's things like that going to happen. For some of you, that's already happened. It's already happened. There's been the purification has already happened in the last 6 months. There is a big, something big. It feels like something big is going to happen. For some of you, that might be moves. But it keeps drawing my attention to your root chakra, to your safety, to your security within yourself. Even if a move happens, you might be thinking, I don't feel rooted, I don't feel grounded. Grounding comes from your stability within yourself. Grounding comes from that ability to come back to anchor into yourself. Hi there. Grounding does not come from, I need to be in this particular place to ground down. Yeah, sure, some places have magical energy. Like I said, I'm in Bali. It has a magical energy about it. But it's like, it's your core center is like, I don't need to have a specific place or a specific person that grounds me. It's like I have the ability to tap in and ground myself as and when I need to. But the big thing that's happening, it feels really like I've had this happen myself, and I've had it happen to clients as well. They're always surprised when a big thing that they've been asking for a long time happens. They're literally like, I don't really feel it. They're like, I don't feel anything. And it's not that they're ungrateful for it. They're just like, I thought it'd feel different. And it's like, but you already tapped into that vibration of it's already done. So it wouldn't feel different because you've already hit and solidified that vibration first. So sometimes when the manifestations happens, it's just like, I've had manifestations happen, and it was like weeks later that it was like, oh my God, I forgot that I had this on my list or on my intentions or whatever. It's like, I didn't even realize it. Like, it's kind of like a pinch me moment. Oh yeah, this actually happened. I've been asking for this. But I didn't really have this like moment of thunder and lightning come in and be like the manifestation announce itself. It doesn't happen like that. You've already tapped into the vibration. You're already in that feeling of wholeness, of fullness. An example that's coming to mind is a client of mine was asking like for a divorce for a long time. And when it happened, everybody around her was like, are you not relieved? Are you not celebrating? And she was like, and I was like, you're already there. That you're not separate from that thing. That's why it doesn't feel different. So you may have moments of like, why doesn't it feel different? And it's not that you're ungrateful. You're already in a different vibration. There's big expansion happening as well within the heart center. So with all the purification, our purification tends to happen in the lower 3 chakras. And as they rise up, it moves and it gets to be transmuted within the heart center. And the heart center being pure love, unconditional love that can transmute anything. The lower 3 chakras is where we're holding on to the distortions, that we're not safe, that we're separate from source. Our ego identity is the solar plexus. We have a lot of guilt and shame in our sacral chakra. All of those places, when it comes to be purified and it moves up into the heart space, it's like it's already moved into the heart space, and there's things just actually, it's showing me them circulating, things moving out of your body. I actually recorded a reel on this earlier. I haven't posted it yet. It's like when sometimes people will feel like they're going backwards. You're never going backwards, but what tends to happen is when we have a huge shift in consciousness, a truth lands within our body, we've done a lot of work on ourselves, an identity shift, something like that. When something huge happens and energy starts moving through your body, like it may be like amazing, blissful energy, and then people move into like all of these, like a shit show of wounds coming up. They're like, what the hell? I didn't change. Why is all this old stuff coming up? It's just integration. It's like what is no longer in vibration, what's no longer in resonance with that truth that you moved into has to go. It has to move out of the body. That can manifest in anger, it can manifest in sadness, it can manifest in grief, but it has to move out of the body. And a lot of people feel that they're going backwards, so they tend to suppress those things. They push them down, push them down, push them down. And that's not what life is asking of you. Life is asking to feel the difficult emotions. Sit with the difficult emotions. And I say difficult because it can be difficult to sit with pain, to sit with grief, great discomfort. The ego will have you do anything else. It will not want you to sit down. It will have you cleaning out, like doing all your spring cleaning before you sit with those difficult emotions. But it's like, that is the door to freedom, is to sit with what your ego wants you to resist. But it's hard, because when you've done the level of work on yourself that I know that you have, because you wouldn't be watching this if you hadn't done some degree of work on yourself, it's like, what the hell? You can have memories popping up of like people you haven't thought about in years, and you're like, I've done all the healing I needed to do on that person. But when trauma locks into our body, I recorded another reel on this because these messages were coming through like really loudly last week. When trauma like freezes in our body, whether that's within childhood or something happens to us as a teenager or later on in life, freezes. So they showed me this analogy of a block of ice, and it's like when people trigger us or situations trigger us, the block of ice is hit, right? It's hit. And let's say there's water comes out, so it's kind of like anger could come out or sadness could come out. But when we tap into this truth and the integration period is asking for that ice to be dissolved, we have the choice that we either suppress it, that we go about our life and we pretend that that block's not there, or we go into the block. We allow it to dissolve. We allow it to, like the word consume us is coming through. Like, so what I typically do is like when I have this, it's like I'll go into it, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whether it's rage, whatever, I will sit with it. And I will allow that part of me to feel that. And I might become, and I love the ice analogy because I might become a puddle. I might be in like tears, and I let the tears flow, and I don't judge them because I know it's all purification. I know I'm not going backwards. I know that this high, this truth that I tapped into is really where I'm at, but this just needs to leave the body. And when I allow this to leave the body, then the life force energy can come back and move freely through my body. That's all it's wanting to do. So purification is not bad. I'm not saying get into an endless cycle of healing over and over again, but we are purifying. We are purifying our body so that life force energy can move through us. Shakti can move through us. It wants to move through us. And when we suppress these blocks of ice, we're suppressing that energy that wants to flow naturally. It's not bad or wrong that you feel like, oh shit, am I going backwards? Or why is this coming up? Why is this memory of this person coming up? I guarantee you, if you sit with it, you allow it to pass through you, you're going to feel the bliss energy, you're going to feel Shakti energy rising within you again. Like, it has to. But the Perceived negative emotions just wants to be felt, and they want to be felt out of your body. It's a detoxification process. So I feel like that was really important to add in, because while these changes are happening not before, but as physical things are landing around you, you're still doing life as a human. You're a divine being, but you're still a human as well. So there's going to be things that are going to come in for you. The mind is going to want to know the answers to where is this wound coming from, why is this happening right now, but it's up to you to try and be like, I don't need to figure it out. This is a somatic experience, and I allow my body, if it helps you, figure it out. But don't go into an analytical process of thinking that you need to figure it all out and have it logically mapped out. It's somatic. The ice block will melt, and when the ice block melts, it can be uncomfortable as it's melting. When it's disintegrated and it's gone, life force energy is moving back up through you. If you're a woman, I recorded a free practice yesterday, before I forget. It's Eros, Awakening the Current Within. It's a delicious practice to feel that life force energy within your body. It's creation energy. It's so magical. It's what created you and I. If you're a woman, the link is in my bio. Sorry, men, but you will thank me for it, because if more and more women have access to this work, like some of my male friends was like, you need to be teaching more women about this sexual energy. I was like, I do teach women this. And they were like, okay, good. They want it. They want it as well. Men want it as well. Men want women to be able to transmute the difficult things, so that we women, so that the feminine can be in her eros, so that she can be in her pleasure. The masculine wants the feminine in her pleasure. Okay, total side tangent there. But anyway, as we were talking about Shakti moving, I was like, oh, need to mention this. Okay, is there anything? Do you have any questions while I take a little drink? How is this landing for you? If you're on the replay, let me know. So July feels like miracles. And it's really interesting, because I know some of you are rolling your eyes because you've heard that before. You've heard it before. You've heard that this is a magical month before, and you're like, what the hell? I get it. You don't have to believe me, and you don't have to believe these messages. Can you trust that you are on your right path? Can you trust, regardless of what anybody else is telling you, regardless of what other people are suggesting to you? Because I feel like your intuition might be getting you to do some crazy ass things, and you might be like, I don't know. It's like, when am I getting the reward? When am I getting the payoff? It's really interesting, this message that's coming through is like, part of the payoff is, some of you are going to hate me for saying this. Part of the payoff is this season, the void, the gap in between. Because you wouldn't be sitting here listening to this unless you had something within you that knew it was going to work out. Something. I used to have this as well. Like, it was almost like I did so much belief work on myself that I was literally like, I got to a point that I was like, oh my God, is the only belief left like that I don't believe that it's going to work out for me? And I sat with that for a little while, and then I was like, oh my God, that's such bullshit. How could I even think that I don't believe? Because the way I move, the way I listen to my intuition, the moves that I've made, me living here in Bali right now, like all of the things, like it's like, no. Ego, like, fuck off. I don't need to listen to that. Because when life is unfolding naturally. There's nothing for you to do. There's nothing for you to believe in. It's like, can you trust that you're on the path where you are? And I understand, like, some of those messages is just kind of like, well, why did I do all the belief work? Why did I do all this? Of course you did all that, because life guided you to do all those things. You and life aren't separate. You're not the separate doer. There is no separation. So you may have thought, I made all these decisions, I followed this, I followed that, I did this thing, I did that thing, but it was life. It was life moving you to do those things. Whether you were in ego consciousness or you were following your intuition, it's all life. It's all love. So you're here where you are right now. And where you are right now is perfect. And you may be getting really frustrated with where you are right now. There's nothing wrong with feeling that frustration. There's nothing I hate more than when people are lying to themselves about how they feel, how their human feels. We can think that it's wrong to feel these perceived negative emotions. What? It's not the perceived negative emotions that hurt us or cause us suffering. It's resisting them. It's suppressing them. It's gaslighting ourselves into thinking, oh, I just need to think positive. It's like once you feel the thing, and sometimes it's so funny, like it surprises me. I'm like, oh my goodness, there's this big thing that has come up and I'm feeling this way, and sometimes I sit with it and literally in 2 minutes it is gone and there's energy back circulating within my body. We think that it has to take a long time. It doesn't have to take a long time. So I'm going to finish up now in a couple of minutes. So let me know if there's anything you want to add. Is there anything else that I want to add in here? Keeps coming through that just because it hasn't worked for you yet doesn't mean it's not working. And it's so funny because I'm sure some of you listening to it have had things work for you, but it's like there's this bigger thing. Like it could be the love. It could be going fine in business, but you could want the love, or vice versa. You could have the partnership, but the business isn't going well. Or many of my clients, it's like love and business. It's the same thing because it's not separate, and none of it's separate. But it's like, stop trying to figure it out. Hi, Charlotte, or Charlie. Hi. Stop trying to figure it out. It's like the mind wants to constantly try and understand how it's going to happen, to try and make it happen. So you could be feeling like, I need to figure it out. I need to figure it out. Why would you figure it out? Life is unfolding one moment at a time. And I understand, like, when we're in school and everything, it's like, use your brain. And now we're trying to do the complete reverse. It's like, let's not do that. When you do the work on your nervous system, it completely obliterates the feeling of needing to figure it out. Because you know that every time you tried to figure it out before, that life still happened anyway. You can't control life. And it's like Alan Watts says, it's like trying to grasp water. I don't know whether he said it or it was in the Tao. But like you can't grasp water, so you can't grasp life. So why would you try and control it? The only reason why we try and control life is because we don't feel safe. So it's a nervous system thing. It's a somatic thing. So when we do the deep recoding on our body, which pleasure work is the most amazing way to recode your body, because it doesn't just, like, people ask all the time, how do you regulate your nervous system? And to me, regulation is like, I'm activated, therefore I need to regulate it. For me, pleasure work completely reorganized my nervous system. So it's not a case, you may have little things happen that it's like, okay, I need to regulate. But regulate to me is like, something happened, therefore I need to regulate. But for feeling safe within the body, it involves the reorganization of the nervous system. So pleasure work, all the way, the most delicious way to do it. For me, I'm like, the only way to do it? It's not the only way to do it, but it is the most delicious way to do it. So why not? But that feeling of I need to control life, it's coming from something within the nervous system of not feeling safe to trust this moment here and now, and not feeling safe to let life unfold. But it's such a paradox because it's like life is unfolding anyway. And humans, we try and grasp it. We try and cling on to it. We try and make it make sense. When it's actually the exact opposite. Like I can see it in, this is what we were doing inside of One, which is an experience I'm running at the moment. It's like you can look, and even if you're meditating and you see the man or you see the clients, you see the business, you see them out here. But what we were doing in one is like going into the heart space and going into the back of the heart. Completely turning away from external reality. And it can feel really scary to do this because we think that if I turn away from the external reality, that then maybe I am going to have my desires. But like I said earlier, life gave you the desires. You didn't think up the desires that you want in your mind. You don't desire for the loving partnership. You don't desire for the deeply fulfilling soul-aligned business. You don't desire those things because you made them up. You desire them because life put them there. So how do you think, like, how is it working when you're like constantly trying to put your hand into the thing and go, let me fix this, let me fix this. When you come back and you turn around and you go inwards, not inwards through looking at how am I going to fix this out here, but when you go back in here, it allows life the chance to actually respond. It allows life the chance to actually make magic happen. Rather than you trying to control it all. You don't have to control it all. Life placed those desires in your heart. You didn't place them there. So if life is just asking you to return home, return to your center, what do you think is going to happen when you return home and you return to your center? You return to wholeness. What's in alignment with wholeness? Love and abundance. Stop looking out there. The answers aren't out there. You know this. And this is the journey. We forget and we remember again. We forget and we remember again. But each time we forget, life is asking us to go inwards. You don't forget about your desires when you go inwards. When I was navigating this, I was kind of thinking, well, maybe I wouldn't want to have my business. Maybe I wouldn't want to do anything. But every time I do it, the business pours naturally from me because it's like, I don't want to say the business is part of me because I'm whole and complete as I am. It's not about the business, but it's like the love within me just wants to flow. And it wants to flow in the direction of those that I'm here to serve. We don't forget about our desires. It's just not possible. If they're true soul desires, we don't forget about them. They come naturally from us when we go inwards. Because what happens when we go inwards? We remember the wholeness of who we are. What happens from wholeness? Overflow. Always. Okay. I'm going to go now in a couple of minutes. No, I'm going to go now. But any questions before I jump off? So to see if there's anything final coming through. Yeah, for the women, that free practice that I recorded yesterday, Eros, Awaken the Current Within, it's freaking amazing. It's going to push your edges. It's going to bring you, like, it's going to activate the current that's already within you. The current is the life force wanting to move within you. When life force moves within you, you move differently. You respond differently. You are interacting with life in a completely different way. So the link is in my bio for that. I do also have one-to-one mentorship spaces available or soul journey sessions. All the links are in my bio for those. Anything else that wants to come through before we end? I think there's also a message of like, there's somebody feeling like, maybe all of you, maybe one of you, that something's really final. That there's like a closing of a book, a closing of a chapter. But it's so funny though, because it's like the mind wants finality. Is that the word? Finality? The mind wants certainty, right? So it either wants to know, is this done? Or is this like, let's take for example a person. Is this done or is this my person, right? And the mind wants to know, like, and it's like sometimes, some seasons you're going to have the clarity that it's not my person, move on. Other times you're not going to have the clarity. Other times life wants to keep you in that season of uncertainty. But it's like, can you actually look away from putting your attention on that person going, is it them? Is it not them? Is it them? Is it not them? Can you come back inwards knowing that you're showing up for yourself and life is going to unfold? If that person is your person, they're not going to pass you. And if they're not that person, it's going to be somebody else. It's this or something better. So stop trying to like figure it out. Because even the figuring it out, right? It's like you're going into your mind to figure it out rather than going down into the body and letting the natural impulses arise. So what tends to happen, like if you're having a conversation with somebody and let's say you're like, oh, I don't know whether to ask them out or not or whatever. But like when you're in your body and that movement is meant to come from you, it'll come from you. You don't need to think about it. You don't need to figure it out. So stop trying to figure it out and let life unfold. For some of you, I sense, and this isn't for everyone, for some of you, particularly if there's some men watching this, it's almost like you already know that there's action to take, but you're holding back. You're holding back and you're too in your mind. And you can let me know if that's you. For that felt like a very masculine orientated message. For the feminine, it's almost like there's this uncertainty and you're having discomfort sitting in the uncertainty. Sitting in uncertainty is uncomfortable. But it's like, why do you need to know? Why do you need to know? If you know that life has your back and life is unfolding for you, why do you need to know? Why do you need the answer right now, this second? My guess is that you don't. Because if you needed it, you would have it. You know, if your soul actually needed it, you would have the answer. So can you come back into your center, show up for yourself, allow life to unfold, allow life to show you. These seasons of uncertainty, they're so magical. Every time I was in a season of uncertainty, we're always in a season of uncertainty, right? But when I was in like really activating seasons of uncertainty where it's like, oh my God, my nervous system is like, this is not good, this danger. What lies on the other side after those initiations are so insane, because you can see how strong you are. You can see how you don't need certainty. You can see how absurd. Why can't I not cut my words out right now? You can see how absurd it is to even require certainty, because you know that this moment is this moment. It's the only moment. You don't need certainty. And I know you're going to be like, but what about, I need to figure this out, and what about this, and what about that? But yeah, the mind wants to know. I get it. But when you come back home, when you come back to your center, and you move, like I've had so many experiences where it feels like a meditation, or actually just sometimes just sitting in nature feels stoned off my face, and I can see the actual craziness of trying to predict something, which sounds wild considering I read people's energy, I see timelines, so I can predict certain timelines for people, but it's like the absurdity of like trying to actually think that I know how life is unfolding. It's like, why would I think I have to have it all figured out? I don't need to figure it out. Life has it figured out. This is why the feminine, why we get to surrender, we get to lean back, we get to be provided for. I'm not saying masculine, everybody has feminine and masculine energy. Everybody gets to lean back. Everybody gets to sink into it. But it's like, why? Why do you need to control things? The answer is you don't. And if you're feeling the need to control things, it's somatic. Okay, I do have to go now. Nobody wrote any questions there, but if you think of any questions in the meantime, reach out to me. If you're on the replay, reach out to me. If you downloaded Eros, the free practice, let me know what you thought of it, because it was definitely a magical transmission that came through when I was in my own Eros. So I'm sending you love, and I will see you soon.